Hello, welcome, welcome. I'm glad you're here, dear friend. I really am. This is what we're going to talk about, navigating a neurodiverse marriage with a neurotypical wife, you, and an autistic husband. That's where we're going today. Now, if you ever felt like you and your husband are living in two totally different universes, like you're speaking French and he's speaking binary code, mm, okay, then, dear friend, my dear sister, you are in the right place. You absolutely are. By the way, I'm Olivia. Hello. I am a neurotypical wife. I'm an auntie mommy, or otherwise known as a mommy. Okay. And I'm someone who's been right where you are. Okay. I'm married to a wonderful, high functioning autistic man, just like you. And maybe you're still wondering why you sometimes feel so lonely, overwhelmed, and flat out frazzled. I've been that. I've been there. I have the t-shirt. I have a plaque. I have all the things, a button, all of the things. So I'm just a couple of steps ahead of you, maybe a few years ahead of you, right? Today, I'm going to share the top 5 pain points neurotypical wives face in neurodiverse marriages. So, and plus, I'm going to talk about, some quick tools, some coping mechanisms, and encouragement that help me go from frazzled to fulfilled. You ready? Let's go. First, let's tackle the belief. Okay, let's go there. So many of us, we enter marriage believing it's going to look like a rom-com. Yeah, one of your favorite rom-coms. There's so many, right? Have you seen The Proposal? Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds? I don't know. That's a fun movie. I like it. Anyway, if you have, drop it in the comments if you've seen it. That's off topic, but really not. It's a rom-com. Okay, let me keep going. Um, we start out in our marriages believing it's going to look like a rom-com. We can just imagine and fantasize about candlelit dinners and surprise getaways, long nights talking about our feelings. Spoiler alert, my husband would rather rewire the Wi-Fi than talk about feelings for 3 hours straight. And that's probably true of your husband and most husbands to be honest, right? So here's the belief I want you to hold on to instead. I want you to believe this. Your marriage isn't broken. It's just wired differently. He's wired differently than you. You're wired differently than he is, right? Yeah, that's true. Autistic husbands do love deeply. Okay, they do. Um, but their way of showing it doesn't always match, what we expect, how we need it, how we need it, how we want it, right? Hey, dear friend. Well, really quick, because your marriage deserves peace, connection, and passion, tired of explaining yourself and still not being understood, you don't have to carry that weight alone. Imagine your husband if he had a step-by-step playbook to connect with you, to avoid meltdowns, and build real intimacy, while you, dear friend, you had instant tools to protect your peace, set boundaries, and spark romance. That's exactly what the complete peaceable wife and husband playbook bundle gives you. You'll get a connection kit for husbands, a peaceable wife quick action toolkit. You'll also get reclaiming the bedroom, and you'll also get a bonus. You are enough 60 days of affirmations. Well, You can get this, all of this today for only $49, and that's just for a limited time. So, more peace at home, more connection in your marriage, and more intimacy without exhaustion. Stop surviving and start thriving together. Click the link below in the description right now to grab your bundle and transform your marriage today. When we stop believing he doesn't love me, when you stop believing that, dear friend, and start believing he loves me, but he loves me differently, we begin to open the door, and you can begin to open the door to connection. That's what we want, right? So let's talk about sort of that a couple of pain points, right? I'm going to talk to you about those pain points. And number one, here's the first pain point, right? Loneliness and emotional disconnection. That's a big one. Yeah. Um, as a neurotypical wife, one of my biggest struggles was feeling like I was married and yet alone and lonely, right? And if that's you, put in the put in the comments, that's me. Me too. That's me. Lonely too. Or whatever you want to put, right? He was there physically, but sometimes, I felt like, I was living behind this emotional wall of glass. I could see him, but that connection wasn't there, you know. So here's a quick tool. I told you I would give you some quick tools. Swap like vague longing for clarity so what I mean by that is instead of hinting, um, maybe say something like, I'd love it if we could sit together for 15 minutes after dinner without watching TV or without getting on our phones. Small, clear requests create connection moments. And that's what we look for in neurodiverse marriages. We're looking for small wins. We're looking to create connections where we can get them, right? Um, so that's the first tool, instead of hinting around, being vague, come right out and be crystal clear on what you want and because you want connection. So be crystal clear about what you want. And him sitting there, you two sitting together after dinner, not watching TV or on your phones, maybe talking a little bit. That is connection for you, right? Yeah. However small it is. Okay, let's go on. Pain point number two, communication breakdown. This is a big one. Breakdowns, big one. Neurodiverse communication can feel like a never-ending round of the telephone game. Do you remember telephone game? Am I dating myself? Put in the comments, I remember the telephone game, or I know about the telephone game. I hope you don't say, I know about the telephone game from my grandmother. I hope that's not what you're going to put in there. But I'm curious, put in the chat. So, it feels like this never-ending game of the telephone game. Sometimes you can drop hints and he misses them completely, right? Um, Maybe you use body language, but he doesn't even notice, you know, and suddenly you have an attitude. Suddenly you are mad and he's confused. And it starts all over again, right? So here's a tool. Here's a coping mechanism. Okay, ready? Scripts, not hints. You're like, huh? Scripts, no hints. Don't throw out hints. Don't try to be vague. Don't try to be clever or cute. Um, you can, and instead of saying like, I wish you noticed me, you could say something like, could you tell me one thing you appreciate about me today? Could you tell me one thing? Be specific, be direct, no decoding required. Okay. So again, It helps you to connect. This is a way of coping, right? Let's go on to pain point number three, parenting differences. Oh, this is a huge one, you know. And in the future, I think I'll do some more um, videos on parenting, right? Parenting differences. So, as a wife and um, a auntie mom, okay, um, and I'm an auntie mom, but if you are a mom, full-time mom, you're doing the thing, right? The stakes get a little bit higher. Maybe you've noticed that structure and routine and predictability are sacred to your husband. You've noticed that, right? Okay. Meanwhile, kids bring chaos. They do. You love them, but they bring chaos, unpredictability, right? Yes. And spilled cereal on the ceiling and everything else, right? Okay, I'm exaggerating, I'm embellishing, but kids bring all that. They're wonderful, they're amazing, but they bring a lot with them, right? So here's a quick tool. Kind of assign your strengths between you and your husband, right? What is he good at when it comes to the kids, parenting, and what are you good at? Okay, so, here's an example. Maybe your husband thrives on bedtime routine. So he's good. You say, honey, can you get the boys ready for bed? Yes. He has a routine. Make sure they brush their teeth, they wash their face, they um, hang their clothes up for the next morning for school, whatever the routine is. And that is relegated to him. That's his responsibility, right? And then you, um, and so, that becomes his thing. That's what he's going to take care of, right? And then you handle the flexible stuff. You handle all the last minute changes, right? Um, and no, it's not really about equality because let's just face it, you're going to do more of everything, mama, right? Um, it's about balance. So I'm just going to tell you, he's going to flip out. He's not going to be good with last minute changes, being flexible. It's just going to be more chaos. Relegate him to those things that he does well, that fits into routine. Um, and you do all the other things. I couldn't get that out. Okay. Does that make sense? Okay. Um, Number four, pain point number four, intimacy and romance struggles. Let's see. What's in the notes? Okay, well, let's be real. Many NT, or that means neurotypical wives, they long for affection and romance. Really more so romance, right? And our husbands may not naturally initiate romance. Sometimes it feels a little personal. It feels like rejection. And what I mean is not necessarily the physical act. I'm talking about actual romance, date nights, taking you out. You get dressed up. You go do something wonderful, like go to an art museum or go to a play or this fabulous new restaurant downtown to whisk you away, to do some things that make you feel romanced and loved and special, you know. All the things. I mean, you can come up, we can all sit in a room and you can sit in a room, me and you, and we can write lists down of what we consider romantic. Um, and you know, it doesn't happen. And you, again, this is what it is. So here's a coping mechanism for this. Okay, here we go. So kind of just reframe it in your mind a little bit. Um, so you can say something like, my husband, he may not ever write poetry for me or, you know, whisk me away on a surprise weekend trip, plan it all. He may never ever do that, but he will fix my car at 10 o'clock at night. He will get right out there. Yes, he will. Yes, sir, Bob. And he will fix that car and it will be running for me the next day. He does this because he loves me, right? You have to reframe because you can't stay stuck at, you know, I nevers and he should. Don't even go down that road. You know, focus on those things that he does that shows love. And it's not probably in the way that you need it, but you have to start seeing it for what it is, right? Um, you can start asking something like, here's something. Could you kiss me goodnight before we go to sleep tonight? And you start this habit thing, right? We always say goodnight, love you every night. Good night, love you. Sleep well, right? That had become a habit. We didn't always do that, but it's a very small point of connection, but you find that thing for you, right? And when you do that, yes, it becomes a habit and a point of connection. Okay, I think I said that. Pain point five. Five, five, five. Um, Feeling like the only one carrying the load. Yeah, this is a big one. Many neurotypical wives, when we talk, tell me, I feel like I'm the emotional manager, the social planner, the fixer, the interpreter. And yep, guess what? I've been there. Mhm. I've been all the things, feel all the things, all of it. So here's a quick tool. Here's a quick tool to help you. Outside support. Yes, I said outside support. Yeah. Whether, it's a trusted friend, it has to be a trusted friend that you can confide in, um, a therapist, a licensed therapist who has experience, who is versed in and trained in neurodiverse marriage, autism in adults, okay? Um, or a supportive community of women. And that's what this is. You're watching this channel. This is a supportive community of women. And I'm here to do just that. And also within my signature course, I'm building a community there, a private member only community. And we'll talk about that later. But you want to have a supportive community of women around you because you can't carry all this alone. You cannot. You're not built for it. God didn't make you for it. Okay. And that doesn't mean, your husband isn't trying. It means you need a place to recharge too. He's a lot. Your kids are a lot. Your job is a lot. Sometimes your family is a lot. You need a place, a safe place where you can recharge, regroup, so you can live this life and live it in a beautiful way and feel fulfilled, not only in life, but in your marriage, right? Okay. So outside support is key. All right. So those were the 5 points. The first pain point was loneliness and emotional disconnection. The next pain point number 2 was communication breakdowns. Pain point number 3 was parenting differences. Pain point number 5 was feeling like the only one carrying the load. And you definitely need outside support. Support. What's that? Um, so here's another shift, sort of a mindset shift, um, or the identity shift. You're not a nag, okay? You know, you're not a martyr, you're not a victim. You are a peaceable wife who leads with clarity, strength, and compassion. Did you get that? Peaceable woman, peaceable wife, play on words. Um, yeah. You're not a nag, you're not a martyr, you're not a victim. You are a peaceable wife who leads with clarity, strength, and compassion. That's who you are. Yeah. And, when I began to see myself not as, the one stuck teaching all the time and uh, I'm the one doing this all the time, but as the one who's building bridges, I felt empowered instead of resentful. Yeah. It's that mind shift. It's changing your perspective, right? Yeah. Yeah. It took a minute, to be honest. Okay. So, you know, think about that. Think about who you are as a wife, and you are a bridge builder. You are shifting and changing the atmosphere in your own marriage, in your own home. Okay. So here are your next steps. Let's see what those are. Let's see. Let's see. Number one, get clear on your top three needs. Get clear about that. What are your top three needs? Think about it. Number two, script your request. What I mean, just write it down and be very clear and start practicing this way of communicating. It may be odd. And I'm telling you, I'm a work in process because still today, I'm talking to my husband. I'll start in the middle of a thought and he's like, no, wait, what are you talking about? You know, I, and so I'm still practicing. Let's just say that I'm a work in progress when it comes to communication and communicating in the way that he needs it. Yep. Okay. Three, celebrate small wins. I am so big on this. Sometimes I'll go through the day and I'll see some changes or something that he's doing or, and I'll just say, thank you, Lord. Like, ooh, I see that change. Or he didn't do this. Or, those small wins are amazing and I celebrate them, you know. Yes, I say thank you, Lord, whatever it may be, I may have to get a brownie. I don't know. I'm more of a food person than dessert, but I do like brownies. Do you see what I mean? I drive him crazy. Anyway, do you like brownies? Put in the chat if you don't. What's your favorite dessert? I just want to know. Okay, let's keep going. Number one, get clear on your top three needs. Two, script your requests, write them down, make them clear, concise. Number three, celebrate small wins. Number four, create a support system. So important, ladies. So important, lady. I'm talking to you. You have to have it. Don't hide, don't isolate yourself. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're watching this video. I'm glad you're on this channel. Subscribe, make sure you subscribe. And also get in communities of women who can help you, right? Um, Number five, and this is big, 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 grande, big. Mucho grande. I hope I said that's right. Muchos, muchos grande. I don't think I conjugated that right, but that's okay. Those of you who speak Spanish, you can correct me. I don't mind. I'm a lifelong learner. This is big. Invest in tools that make the path easier. Do you hear me? Invest in tools that make the path easier. I learn more from and watch people who have made mistakes. I learn more from I learn more from their mistakes, what not to do, and then what to do. So that's what I'm saying. Invest in tools that make the path easier for you. And that's why I created Frazzle to Fulfill. I did. It's the roadmap. And I really, really wish I had Had this when I first was, when I was first married, when I was just drowning in frustration. I really was. I was hurt, I was broken, I was frustrated, I was angry, I was emotionally tired, emotionally drained. And inside this course, I give you scripts, I give you strategies, and step-by-step guidance to move from exhausted to empowered. Yes, ma'am. In your neurodiverse marriage. It's always a big word for me, right? That's why I did it. That's why I created this roadmap because I know if I can help you become a better you, have a more fulfilling marriage in less time. It took me years, ladies, to find out all of this. If I can do that for you to get you there to a more fulfilling, happier marriage sooner than later, then I feel like I've done my job, right? So here's the thing, finally. It's not about changing your husband. It's not. Um, it's about equipping you. Yes, ma'am. It is. I'm okay. I hear you. Yes, I know. It's about equipping you. It's not about changing him. And it's equipping you to navigate this unique marriage with grace and with peace. Okay, until next time and until the next video, dear friend, I'll see you later. Bye.